What time is it? What time is it? I can't sleep. What time is it? What time is it? Stardew midnight. Howdy, Only Farmers. My name is Only, and welcome back to Stardew midnight. I'm just lazy to talk today. So much things need to be done, but so much words that needs to be said. I just want to be quiet for today's episode. So you guys just enjoy, I guess. Enjoy whatever I am doing right here. I just wanna chill. I don't wanna talk. I just wanna chill, chill, chill. Oh yeah. Almost forgot. Should not touch that. Do, 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 do. Oh, Robin. It's Wednesday, and Robin... I think Robin should be working today. I've been itching the whole day today. Okay. Tired of talking. I'm just so tired of talking. I've been recording the whole day. God, just... What the heck was that? It just got like a weird sounding voice crack. Okay, what's in here? Okay, some stuff that needs to be done. Let's check up on Robin. Sorry, sorry, Sombra. Oh, gee, sorry. Didn't mean to say the wrong name. Sorry, Sombra. Just wait there for a little bit. It's so itchy today. Like, I'm just scratching myself all over my body. Stupid mosquito seasons. Oh, wait, hold on. Here you go. You're welcome. And this. Gonna be needing to buy a bunch of these. Okay, that's not bad. Oh, I'm broke. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. I didn't mean to buy a bunch and then become broke. I didn't mean to do that. Oh no, that is bad. That is very, very bad. Okay, I need to make quick profit. Let's go to town. Maybe if I sell these. Okay, I need enough for like 500. So sell a bunch of these rocks because I don't need them right now. Please. Yes. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of money. So 1, 2, 3. Yes, okay. I do want to hoard these items. I don't want to sell like all of them. Okay, right now I need to go back to my house. Get myself a really lucky food, go and do some gambling, and then I'll be back, I guess. I want to do a little bit of gambling. This. Do I have any other luck food? I don't. Okay, so this is my last +2 luck food. Okay. Let's put this back here, and take 600. Okay. I'm gonna keep this here. All right. Sombra, be a good girl. Stay here, and let's go. I've just been chilling these past few days. And I've been watching a bunch of videos about YouTube and a bunch of videos about Metal Family. I don't know if anyone who doesn't like rock songs or if anyone who doesn't know anything about Russian animation, then I don't know if you guys know anything about the Metal Family. It's a pretty famous like animation in Russia. So I mean, based on the title, you guys know exactly what the story is about. It's a family of metalheads. We have Glam, which I think is one of my favorite psychotic, but not psychotic. My most favorite freedom kind of character overall. And then we have Victoria, the wife. Glam's the husband. We have, what's his name? Chive. There's a guy named Chive in the series, and he's probably one of my favorite characters of all time. He's so blunt and so crude, but at the same time, he's so talented and have such class with words. Unfortunately, his youth is not very nice. I mean, it's Russia, so a lot of lives there aren't that well built or aren't that well maintained. And then we have Glam and Victoria's children, D and Heavy. Yes, one of the children name is Heavy. That is such a cool name. Either that or you'll get mocked for being, a little bit chunkier than other people. The story is really simple. It's just about life of the Metal Family. So I'm thinking I'm gonna start off with Chive. No. I think I'm gonna leave him for the last. Let's start off with Victoria first, then. Oh, okay. I just got myself a jackpot out of nowhere. Nice. Victoria, the wife, she is an extreme tough, buff, big, ginger head, extremely strong, and extremely bad booty. I don't want to say the word ASS while I'm playing Stardew Valley. Very bad booty. What else can I describe her? She's pretty dumb. Yeah, pretty dumb. I think that's a pretty solid word to describe her personality. But she's super awesome. I think she's one of the cooler moms. in any series at all. Victoria is, I think that Victoria has the least amount of stories in the Meadow family, because all she is that she's just a really freedom. No, not freedom. She's like, she's just like really out of nowhere. That's all I can say. But I think she compliments Glam a lot, because from what I described to you guys, she's a buff, big, mean, dumb, meathead type of woman, and she's also a metalhead, completely, perfectly matched for Glam, which is Glam's ideal woman. Her story is pretty simple. She went to like a hot dog stand. Yeah, she went to a hot dog stand, ordered a hot dog, ate it, like eating hot dog in the most disgusting way possible, like in the most non-lady way possible, like how a guy would eat it. And she dropped her keys, and the keys dropped down to the sink. Well, not the sink. What's it called? The thingy, the sewers. She was mad. She was angry. But as a very bad booty person, she just fixes her motorbike and wire some stuff, technical voodoo stuff. Honestly, I have no clue about engineering. I have no clue about mechanics. So yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. But she just do her magic and then rode her motorbike away. And this is where she was pursued by Glam, the husband. At first, she mocked him with her current then boyfriend, quote unquote. I think they're just friends, because that's what she said. They're just friends. They're not like in an intimate relationship. But she was pursued by Glam abruptly, and Glam, she just brushed Glam's off, and then her other friend tried to kiss her. She didn't want it. She pushed him away. He slapped her, and then she just punched him. This does not sound like a lady. She just punched him, rolled her motorbike away, and flipped off Glam. It's like the most hilarious response, because Glam was trying to help her. I'll tell you guys the other side of Glam later. Glam is gonna be the second to last person that I want to talk about, because I want to talk about Glam and Shive at the same time. Moving on. I digress. So Victoria was just minding her own business, but she kept getting interrupted by Glam. Glam tried every move to stop her. He stood in the middle of the road, and then she ran over him. Well, not over, she ran through him. He dodged though. Yeah. And she laughs him off, and then later on the road she kind of hit him, and then both of them got severely injured from the accident. Her bike hit the statue, and like the bike and the statue just emerged together. Even until now, even until the current story now, that bike is still that bike is still on the statue. It's so hilarious. But yeah, she and Glam was stuck in the hospital, and What else? Oh yeah, Glam gave her back the item that she lost. She was so surprised, and then she's like, whatever, fine, I guess I owe you. And then Glam show off his, he flex his, what do you kids call it these days? Riz. Yeah, you kids call him Riz, and Glam flexes Riz, quote unquote, on Victoria, and then she started liking him, and then they got married. So that's part of the story of, the Meadow family. That's like their very first animation. The show is animated by a wife and a husband. They recently had a kid, like not too long ago, like a few months ago. So congrats. And having a kid in the middle of what's happening in Russia really sucks. But I hope they, I wish them good luck. I hope they pull through it. And I absolutely love the animation. It's just so funny, and the show's just so awesome. It's so well drawn, and it's so refined. Their first animation is very rough, very detailed, and there's just a lot of things that they cut back on the details. And then we have the show. There's like 2 seasons of the shows now. Episode 1 to 10, I think. 1 to 10 in season 1, and episode 1 to 4 in season 2. And then we have the pilot episode, which is just a music video episode of, the story I just told you guys earlier of Victoria getting accident in with Glenn and all that. Anyway. Oh, jeez. Sorry. So, we're gonna move on to the next character that I want to talk about. Let's talk about Heavy. So, Victoria and Glam have 2 children. One of them is Heavy, and Heavy is most likely has the most similar trait to his mom. He has ginger hair, he's kind of stupid, he's crude, but he's kind and sweet and very friendly with other people. He still argues with people though, like any other kid would do. Like he argues about how bad the school bully rap is, and he got beat up by it. He even got his brother involved, and his brother got beat up as well. But anyway, basically, the story took place in of him getting in trouble with the teacher because his hair is too long. I think Asian culture understand this better than Western culture. If any of you guys are Asian, then you should understand that when you're in school, you're not allowed to have long hair, especially for the dudes. The guys, no, just no long hair. That's bad for the school. Your hair has to be black. Your hair is not allowed to be colored. Because you're Asian, your skin color is yellow, and you're not allowed to dye it and be free, be expressive, be youthful. So yeah, Heavy got in trouble for that. His hair was long, it's messy, and the teacher didn't like it. The teacher is an absolute stinker. Like, there is nothing I hate more than teachers. I could not describe how much I dislike the teacher profession. I am not unreasonable. I understand that teachers have it very, very difficult. But they became a teacher, so they should know what they get involved with. They used to be kids too, so they should know how annoying kids are. They should know how dumb and how unconsiderate kids are. And instead of giving an attitude and just, you know, getting mad or getting impatient with the students, they should learn to control that before they started teaching, because a lot of teachers are more unreasonable than students, that I'm so baffled by the fact that they are allowed to teach. But anyway, that's the kind of teacher that was yelling at Heavy. He tried to defend himself because he's a kid. He's very dumb and he's very innocent. He didn't mean to do anything bad, and having his hair grow out is not, it's not like he's not allowed to do it. His father allows him to do it. Even his mother allows it to do it. They are I mean, they are a metal family, so they allow each other to dress in certain ways that I think is not acceptable in the modern world, especially in Asian culture. Like in Western culture, you guys, I mean, you guys should understand. You have blonde hair, you have emo kids, you have goth girls, goth boys, you have jock, you have like kids that grow out their beards. Guys, the kids that grow out their beards before they even turn 18. To me, that is just so foreign and so like unfathomable. It's just unreal. Like to me, here living in Asia, you know, people are not, guys are not allowed to grow their hair out. They are obligated to shave, and girls are not allowed to wear anything like any pants that's above their, you know, what's this called, a knee, yeah, above their knee. And girls are not also allowed to use lipsticks. Guys are not allowed to have longer nails. They must cut their nails before they go to school. What else? It's a lot of, you know, needles type of rules like everybody should obey to, because it's a school environment and you should be decent looking, especially in school. That's the kind of thing. And yeah, the metal family, they aren't typically your regular type of families. They wear jewelries, they what's that called, eyeliner, or I don't know much about makeup, but you know how like goth people draw like black circles around their eyes? Yeah, the metal family does that too. They also grow their hair longer. They wear rock type of shirts. They don't wear suits like proper adults. They wear whatever they want that suits them. Like jean jackets that's made of jean materials. I don't know what's called, like a really cool rock band jacket with no sleeves. Yeah, that's the kind of typical things that the metal family wears. And when Heavy got home, his dad Glam was absolutely furious. But I'll talk more about Glam later. But I'll remind you guys, make sure to listen to certain words like furious, like something emotional, like adjective words, because to Glam, these words does not apply to him. If I say he's furious, He's not gonna be mad. He's not gonna throw a fit. He's not gonna have like an angry face. He's not gonna frown. He's glam. And when I say he's furious, is not gonna show outside of his face. It's gonna be inside of his brain. He was furious because the teacher shaved. Like, the teacher legit had the audacity to shave off Heavy's hair as like a reminder, quote unquote. Let me remind you to tell your parents. Shave the kid's hair. And Heavy told Glam about his meeting in school, and I think that Glam does not like to be interrupted while he's working in his shed. When Glam works, he is in total darkness. So yeah, Glam was absolutely furious. He went to school, he dressed up, he went to school. The teachers was mocking Heavy and saying things like, I can't believe a parent would allow kids to dress inappropriately like that. And what kind of parent would name their children Heavy? Like, they say it in such a discriminating way and very rude. Like rudely unreasonable. I think if a person is unreasonable and they can't be, talked out of it, then these people are just considered, to me, they are considered as rude. Like, if you say rude words like the B word, the C word, the F word, I don't mind it at all. The mofo word, I don't care. Whatever you say, as long as you treat others with kindness, you live honestly and earnestly, then I don't care what you say. You can do whatever you want. Just try to live honestly and earnestly. That's the only thing that we should maintain. At least. That's what I think. But who am I to say? I don't like humanity. I want them to burn and die. But yeah, Glam showed up and the teacher was drinking her coffee. She looked over at Glam and spit her coffee all over the other teacher. Mind you, there were 3 teachers in that room. So Glam sat down in his unique appearance. The teacher was shocked, absolutely mortified. And Glam started spitting. He started spamming bars at the teacher. And the teacher was trying to complain about Heavy's inappropriate appearance. And Glam was so furious, he talked back at the teacher. He said things like, your school system is inadequate to my son. Stood up, left, and the teacher looked down on his seat, and there's like a confetti bomb. Well, not a confetti bomb, like a glitter bomb. That's what it's called. There's a glitter bomb on a chair. The teacher asked, say, was that always there? And then the bomb just explode. and the room is completely filled with glitter. It's like that one video, well, those multiple videos of Mark Robber making a glitter bomb trap for thieves is exactly like that. It's absolutely exactly like that. On the next day, the teacher continued to complain about Heavy appearance. Why haven't you changed? Your hair is still long, your nails are long. Why are you dressed so sloppy? Blah 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 blah, whatever. And then Heavy just said, do you want to meet up with my dad again? And the teacher was so scared. They say, nyet, 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 nyet. No, 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 no. Your dad is not needed here, but you will have to bring your mother. As a woman, we have our common ground. And you guys already heard about how Victoria acts. Yeah, her friend, the friend that tried to kiss her, was much taller and much bigger. He was like a cowboy Hook. Like if Hook is a cowboy and is a metalhead, that's exactly what her friends looks like. He was so much bigger and stronger, and she completely punched him out of the scene. So yeah, I'll let you guys guess how Victoria would react when Heavy told Victoria to go to the school. Yeah, not a pretty scene. The last animated scene of that episode was, yeah, that was not a fun day. Victoria came up with her motorbike, and there was a storm. It strikes down. The lightning strikes down, and in the shadows appeared Victoria holding an is a weapon. I'll let you guys guess. I'll give you like a few second guess. Is a weapon. Yeah, she was in the shadow. She was so intimidating. She was holding an axe to school. Rode her motorbike. Lightning strikes down. It flashed. In the shadow of the school, Victoria, axe on her back. End scene. That's the first that's the first episode of Meadow Family. It's absolutely insane. I love it so much because that scene just speaks a lot to me. Mainly because myself in real life, and I would like to say many other students would absolutely love to do that in real life. We would love to bring a lighter, a bunch of gasoline, and just burn the school. But yeah, we can't do that. We're Asian. We are trained to have proper morality. So yeah, we don't want to get in trouble by burning the school. But I just love that scene so much because, man, sometimes when I'm not feeling well, I think about doing the same thing. Especially in that scene. I think about doing the same thing as Victoria. She's so bad booty. She's so cool. So yeah, that's the second story of one of the characters, Heavy. So far you guys know about Heavy and Victoria. And I'm gonna take a drink because Ooh. Excuse me. Pardon me, y'all. I didn't mean to make a noise of my appetite like that. Yeah. Our next character is gonna be, ooh. This character is just, at first, he was very cool. But like any boys who are inexperienced with the latest. He was so cringe. He was so cringe. He was super cringe. And it's just unbelievable how he could maintain his cool. He's just so cringe. Okay. Description of this character. This character is the older brother of Heavy. His name is D. Yeah, like, you know, D-E-E. D. His name is D. Long hair, blonde, just like his father. He mostly show off his appearance as professional. He's very calm, he's very stoic, but at the same time, he has a little bit hint of arrogance. Like, not, not the kind of arrogance that people hate, like the confidence type of arrogance. Like, I'm so confident in my ability that I am able to make a living by helping others. That type of arrogance. He's humble though, so I don't think arrogant is a good word to describe him, but he does have a little bit hint of arrogance. He's very tall, very slim, long hair, ponytail, has earrings, wear rock shoes, goth shoes. And one of the traits that he's similar to his father is that he is extremely smart. Like, abnormally smart. Like, you ever have like a smart friend in school, or you know anyone who is like constantly getting high score in school? Like that, but multiply by 5. Yeah, that's how smart he is. He's so confident that he would help other students but make a profit out of it. Like, he's so smart that he makes students get 10 like they are nothing. Like 10 out of 10 like nothing. So, okay, this character is a little bit more complex because I'm going to talk about deeply talk about his relationship with his brother, with his father, Glam, with his crush, and no, not yet. The crush will be later. His relationship with father, brother, and schoolmates, and his crush. Yep. This is gonna be a roller coaster ride. Because D has like the second most amount of screen time compared to Heavy and Victoria. It's a very interesting individual, but he's still a kid. Like any other kid, he's very impatient, especially when he tries to impress a girl. Like, one of those people who tried very hard to learn something really quick just to try to impress a girl. Like, oh, I know how to play guitar. Oh, I know how to play music. Oh, I know how to lift weights. I know how to play basketball. I know how to play soccer. I am a goalie and all that, things that they try to impress a girl. Like the small thing, like, oh, do you like animals? What's your favorite animal? What's your favorite color? And all that stuff, His relationship with his father is so damn like, I have no idea how to describe this. Both Glam and D are very professional. They are very smart. They are very prim and proper. They are very classy and generally just extremely smart. But D, his reason, he wanted to learn guitar. Okay, let's start with this. He wanted to learn guitar with his father because Glam is, if you didn't know, is a very talented musician. His job is to teach students how to play the violin. And D tried to learn from his father because he wanted to impress a girl that in later episode you'll see he tried to impress a girl that he met recently in school. Well, not in school, just on the internet. And the girl asked if he knows how to play any instruments. He asked his father to help him play. And his goal, like a dumb, impatient little kid he is, his goal is to, Dad, teach me how to play one song. And Glam is like, okay. Okay, son. Place your finger on the string and strum. D tried very hard to do it, but he just could not play the guitar because, and then Glam, because of his past and because of his professionalism in his job, he was very serious, he was very stern. He yelled at his son, "Why aren't you able to play this? No!" And then the lesson stopped there. And D got upset because he couldn't play anything. He tried everything, learning online, learning outline, not outline, learning online, learning offline, learning from his father, and he just couldn't play. He just couldn't play the guitar. But his father responded back saying, "D, because you have no musical talent and you are impatient. That's why you couldn't play the guitar." And Glam asked, like furiously asked D why he was such in a rush. Because he was rushing his dad to hurry up, teach him how to play and all that. And then he just dismissed it. He gave up. And that was the first, well, not the first, that was like the second scene you'll see of D. D's very smart. On the first scene, he tried to help his friend by cheating in an oral exam. He gave his friend like an earphone. He talked into the earphone, and he reads the answer in the book to his, classmate. His classmate paid him though, so yeah, it's fair game. It's fair business. But on that first scene, he was trying to convince the bully that hit the really bad rapper bully that hit his brother heavy. He tried to convince the bully to not do it. He was trying very smooth. He was being slick about it. And then he got a punch in the face. So yeah. Yep, that's the two scene that you'll get from D. And yeah, his relationship with his father is very professional, very prim, proper, classy. His relationship with his classmates is just business. Hey, I help you, but you gotta pay me, bro. Like that. And his relationship with his brother, on the other hand, not so good. His brother came in his room, asked about the guitar. He said, "Where did he got a guitar?" He said, "Oh, guitar from dad, but I doubt you'll be able to play it because I couldn't play it." There. That's his arrogance. He thinks that if he can't do it, no one can do it. But Heavy ended up being a more musically talented compared to D, and Heavy completely demolished that guitar. He played it very well for his first time. He is basically, if you guys ever want to meet a person who first found out that they have a perfect pitch, go watch Metal Family and you'll see Heavy. Heavy has a perfect pitch. He managed to play the guitar on his first attempt because he said, "I remember watching the guy play like this." And then he's like holding guitar and playing it. Yeah, he played it perfectly. Ooh, I got another jackpot. Nice. Alright. Need to buy a bunch of this. Nice. Sorry for that sound. If you want to know how to buy a bunch of items, you press Control, Shift, and then left click, and you get 25. And if you want to buy them continuously without stopping, you hold onto right click. And if you want to speed it up even more, hold your right click and press on the left click multiple times, like that. I'll show you again. See, like that. Pretty easy. I'm gonna buy a bunch. And I'm gonna sell off them. I'm not done with the gambling yet, guys. So yeah, more story time. First, I want to drink. I'm sorry if I'm not a really good storyteller. I'm not good with telling stories, but I'm good at giving details. So that's also a type of telling stories. Because Heavy nailed his first guitar try, and to put salt on the wound, he even flexed to his friend that, "Dude, I played the guitar the first time, it was super easy." And D was just devastated and he was disappointed in himself, and he listened to Heavy said that, and he just got even more even more annoyed. You know, your typical siblings rivalry and all that. I don't have a sibling, so I don't know anything about it. And yeah, T decided that he doesn't wanna impress his crush by the fact that he knows how to play guitar anymore. So at the end of the scene, he replied to her, "No, I don't know how to play instruments." Yep, and that's the end of D so far. Well, there's more, but I'm not gonna spoil all of it. You guys have to watch it yourself to know. And I think it's good if you try to open your mind more about this animation and this series. It's very different from any other thing I have ever seen before. Like, it's so unique. Like, you wouldn't be able to find anything that is similar to this. But yeah, so we finish with our story. of the first three characters, which is Victoria, Heavy, and D. And now, let's move on because the next part of the story is gonna blow your mind. Before I do that, I need to spray my nose with nasal spray. Okay, I spray my nose, but the medicine didn't fully go down my throat, so there's gonna be some random pauses during my story. Let's move forward to, I think, the absolute amazing human being of a character, Glam. I'm gonna talk about like his first appearance, all the way to a scene leading to his childhood, all the way to him meeting Shive. And after the first part is done, I'm gonna talk about how Glam and Shive work together in later years during their adulthood. So, the story took place of Glam. His original name was not Glam. Funny enough, I actually don't know what his real name is, but he... Okay, let's just say that... Oh, wait, I do know his name. Oh, it slipped my mind, I'm sorry. His real name is Sebastian. Yep. I think? Is it? Sebastian. Sebastian. I think his name is Sebastian. Yeah, let's just call him Sebastian for now because the name suits him very well, Sebastian. So we're gonna talk about how Sebastian goes to a coffee shop. Okay, you know, good start. He goes to a coffee shop, order coffee, and the ladies there try to swoon him, try to be attractive, try to get his attention. The lady has huge honkers. She gave him a coffee, put the plate down, put a cup down. She opened a pack of sugar, but she was like really desperately trying to show off her bosoms. Pour the sugar in the coffee, and then he completely rejects her. He just put his hand out with a stop sign on his hand and rejected her immediately. And funny thing is, he was smiling the whole time. He didn't give her any eye contact. He was just staring at the screen at you, smiling the whole time, waiting for his coffee to be done. And after he rejected her, she got disappointed. He drank his coffee, looked out the window of the coffee shop. Bam! Boom! Victoria, motorbike, came in. Victoria pulls her helmet off. Glam looks at her. Pow! Beautiful. And that was the first time Glam fall in love. Yeah, you heard me. That was the very first time Glam ever fell in love with any woman at all. With anybody, in fact. So, he saw her, you know, like I said last time about Victoria, she was going to the hot dog stand, bought hot dog, ate it crudely, but On Glam's side, he saw her eating the hot dog. He was so impressed by her presence. He was like, he was attracted to her beauty. He looked at her. He started smiling in a curious way, like, whoa, she looks beautiful. I'm so surprised that there's a lady that dressed like her around. And then after Victoria drove off mad without her keys, Glam ran out, tried to engage to her, but failed. Looked down the sewers, somehow looked down at the sewers, unscrew the sewers, and then grab the key out. Did he unscrew the sewers? I think I might misremember, but he did something so ridiculous. He pulled out the sewage, like the, what's that called? The gate? The door? The trap door? I don't know what it's called. I think it's called trap door or something. He pulled it out, grabbed her key, found out that her name is Victoria because there's like, you know, in Wolverine, there's that badge that Wolverine's wear in his as his necklace. Yeah, that badge has Victoria name on it. He saw the name. He was like, the guy was just falling in love. He was just crazy about her. He started walking to find Victoria. He just was so in love with her. He started drawing Victoria. He drew Victoria. He's an amazing artist, by the way. He draw Victoria so accurately. But he added wings for Victoria, added fire for aesthetics, and Victoria was just holding a hot dog, eating it. and the kid was sitting next to him. He shared his art for the kid, and the kid just like, okay, you're a weirdo, and then just sat elsewhere. He just moved away. And Glam was like, his loss. I think she looks beautiful. He tried to look for her, and then finally, after asking a bunch of people around, he finally found her. She was with the other man, the other guy. Glam got angry, jealous. I don't know. I think there's a scene of him getting angry when he saw Victoria with the other dude. And he approached her. He kneeled down on his knee. Like, he kneeled one knee down. Like, he was trying to propose to her. He was about to open his hand to reveal to her to reveal Victoria her keys, her lost keys. And then the other dude grabbed Glam's hand and threw him to the trash can. They humiliated him, they mocked him, they were laughing about it, and, you know, he tries to kiss Victoria, Victoria punches him, Victoria goes away, Victoria flips Glam off with the middle finger, and Glam was determined. He wanted to give back the key to Victoria. He walked. The man walks through bushes, and it ended up in the far front road of Victoria, of the highway, and tried to kneel down again, and it was interrupted again by Victoria. And then the man decided to go bungee jumping. Well, not bungee jumping. The man legit tried to go skydiving in the middle of the mountains on a highway. I don't know how it happened. There was like a random like, I don't know what it's called, like a random entertainment area for people to skydive in the middle of the mountain. It's just so random. The man grabbed the helmet, a backpack with a parachute inside from a guy who was absolutely terrified. Because the guy didn't want to go down. The guy was absolutely terrified. And then he started jumping down and was reading a book in the middle of his fall on how to skydive with a parachute. It's insane. He's just so superhuman. He was speed reading it. He was reading it faster than Kakashi reading a whole volume of what's that volume called? Of Jiraiya Sensei love novel volume, whatever. He reading it faster than Kakashi reading his novel. Jeez. And then he just pull his parachute, flies over ahead of the road of Victoria, kneel down in the middle of the road, put his hand up, and almost open his hand enough to let Victoria know that he has her key. Victoria was like, so you are persistent, eh? You want to play? And she speed up. And then there was a cinematic cut of him almost opening his hand, of her angry eyes speed up even more. And then at the end, she panicked. They got into an accident. They are now in the hospital. She broke her leg. He broke his arms. And then suddenly he opened his arm and there's the key inside his arm. And that's how they met. That's how Glam and Victoria met. It's just so random. It's just so funny. It's like one of the best animated scenes I've ever seen. It's just so incredible. It's even better than a shoujo anime. Metal Family is a better shoujo anime. There, I said it. I don't care if it's a hot take. It's true. It's more true than anything else. Shoujo anime, the MC is a dense, dumb, stupid guy, and I don't like him. I don't like MCs that are like that. They're so annoying. Nisekoi, that anime is junk. But you know, they fall in love finally. He showed off his art to her. She was laughing, she was giggling, she was like very happy and very flattered how he portrayed her in an art style. And then their life continues. They have kids, and that's the first scene. That's the very first scene of the introduction of the Meadow family. Yep, that's their very first video that they animated. Drinking water. Ooh, jeez. All right, so we're gonna move on to the very later episode of Meadow Family. Glam and Victoria was invited to, I don't know what this is called, but it's like an event that family members gathered together to listen to the dead parents' will. I don't know if there's a word to describe it. I don't really know the word to describe it. But yeah, the episode starts with that. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. And Glam doesn't really have a really good relationship with his family. He did not inherit a single item from his father. Like, this is the will of his father. He didn't inherit a single thing except for a box. I will not say anything else, but he got a box from his father. That's when the story got super interesting. On the other hand, his sister, God, his sister is such an unfortunate circumstance. Well, I say that now, but you guys listen more, and you'll decide for yourself. She inherited 10 yachts, a bunch of lands, a bunch of cars, a bunch of things, like about a bunch of $1 million and all that. Basically, she inherited everything from the father, and then the cousin got a watch. The cousin got he inherited a watch. But there was one item that Glam's sister, she really wanted, but at the end she didn't got it, and she threatens Glam that if he has it, she will sue him. My family has a pretty similar situation as this as well, where my uncle, my brother, he married to an absolute heinous wife, and she threatens and try to take the house that I'm living in. So yeah, I quite understand the situation, and it was very upsetting because I could not judge that Glam's sister deserved to burn in hell. I could not say that because there's more to the story. When Glam received a box, he was very surprised because he fully intended to join that event, knowingly knowingly accepted that he will not inherit a single item from his father. But after he got the box, like typical Glam, he keeps smiling, he keeps looking kind of creepy. He was in a taxi with Victoria, and Victoria asks what's inside the box. He opens it. Boom. He looks sad. His ears completely zone out Victoria's voice. He looks outside the taxi and he frowns. That, folks, is the first scene of his reminiscence on his past. Now, I'm going to tell you guys about his past. Very interesting past. Ooh, thank you. A very sad past. I think Russian people are very good at making like relatable, sad, realistic animation, because I think Glam's situation hits way harder to me than anything else. And the reminiscence starts. Glam was young, and Glam looks almost identical to D. Whatever D looks like now, Glam looks exactly like D, but without like what are those called on the face? The dots on the face. What's that called? I forgot what's called. Like, you know how girls have those dots on their faces, little brown dots, like spray around their faces. What is that called? I completely forgot the term for that. Yeah, he was young. He was wearing a suit, a very professional musician suit with like a V-shaped tail and everything. Very professional. His father was teaching him how to play the violin, and his father is a very strict, very obsessive, mean, crude, he's very cruel, and he expects high things from Glam. Let's not say Glam yet, from Sebastian. There we go. I'm gonna keep calling him Sebastian from now on. And then I'll switch to Glam later. So first of all, his father, because his father is such a high standard, unreasonable, rich man, he was teaching Glam how to play the violin. Glam made one mistake, and then he said, not Glam, Sebastian, sorry. The father said, hand! Sebastian pulled down his sleeves, put his hand out, and the father holds a ruler, hits the wound, like, not just the wound, hits Sebastian's hand so much that he created a wound, and then hit the wound as well. And that's the first scene that you'll see of Sebastian's childhood. We're moving on. Sebastian was taking a bath. He put his hand, he tried to put his hand in the water. When Sebastian got hit by his father, he did not, like, he tried his best not to react. Like, you know how kids get hit and you try to be stern with them? I think this, sorry, I got a hiccup for some reason. I think this is very familiar, especially for Asian culture. When your parents hit you, they tell you, shut up, do not cry, do not make faces, and then they keep hitting you. Yeah, Sebastian is the same. He got hit so much, but his father did not like him reacting to the pain. And then after that, in his shower, he tried to put his hand in the water, and then that's the kind of sound of the pain that is emitting from his hand. I completely nailed that impression, by the way, because I'm very familiar with that pain also. So it sounds exactly like that. He put the paint in the water, and then it hurt so much that your eardrums started making that noise, that noise. It was such a shock. It hurt so much that you just wanna. It hurts so much that you just wanna do. It hurt that much for him, but to him, it's a regular occurrence. His mother heard his pain and asked, "Sebastian, are you making noises? And are you making pain noises in there?" Sebastian denies it. And then the mother continues to say, you know your father doesn't like it when you do that." And I'm just absolutely horrified. It's giving me such PTSD because I also felt that same pain many times of my life, even after I graduated middle school. Well, I have the pain, but not in Sebastian's situation. Very different lifestyle, so yeah. The next scene, Sebastian was in his room. He had a music box. Well, not a music box, like a CD, like a very old CD music player. He put the CD down on the music player. He put the pointy thingy on the music, and then the wheel spin, and then the music plays. Yes! I think I got all of them. I remember not getting the diamond from last time, right? Yeah, I think I got all of them. Nice, that's awesome. Nice. So, he was listening to music. He always write in his diary his daily task. Like, today, my father hit me. It really hurts, but I'm fine. I was trying to finish my project, but I couldn't find an item similar to the the ceiling of this house. But who knows, maybe I'll try again in a dumpster, and I'll have my luck, and I'll be able to collect the item to finish my project. So he always write in his diary every single night about his activity of the day. It's a very secret thing, you know. I mean, it's a diary. Need I say more? One of his hobby is to collect items and make a miniature version of his neighborhood, because his father never ever allows him to go anywhere outside of his home or outside of the auditoriums, like his school, the place he study music. And he has this obsession. Sebastian have this obsession of making miniature houses, and is a very accurate model. But yeah, he the model is inside a box, which is why, you know, he got sad about the box. But why did he got sad? You guys don't know that yet. I'm gonna continue telling the story. He hid his box very carefully. It's like a weird mechanism that he tries to hit his box. But his box is under the wooden floor. And in order to open that wooden floor, he needs to have like a very specific screw. Like he put a square looking screw in the hole of the wood, and then he just flip the plank up and then get the box out. So yeah. But in order to get that screwdriver thingy, he has to hit it in another place near the window. And the window has this thing that he has to peel like a part of the, what's it called, the pavement down. He has to peel it out in order to get that item. And then after he finishing his models, his miniature model of his neighborhood, he hit everything. And the reason why he tried so hard to hide these items is because his father does a daily checkup of his room every single day when when Sebastian is taking his shower. So every time Glam takes his shower, his butler, which absolutely hates Sebastian, check in his room every single day. And after the checkup, Sebastian goes back to his room and rests. And that's the daily life of Sebastian. So, the next day, he has to go to the auditorium to attend for his test. It's a musical test, and he needs to get first place. Well, not he needs to. He is expected to get first place. He dresses up well. The father name is Gustav, by the way. The father told Sebastian's sister to follow him and to attend the test and watch over him to make sure that he doesn't do anything stupid or go anywhere outside of the vicinity. And then his day start off. He walked out of his house. He walked his way to the auditorium. Very near his home. So, but near his house is also an alleyway with a dumpster inside, and then he gasped in surprise, looked down and found a butt of a light bulb. You know how like the metal part of the light bulb, like the butt of the light bulb, he saw it, he was surprised. Oh, that looks exactly like the thing that I needed for my model. He tried to be slick and smooth about it. He kicked the light bulb into the alleyway, and then he walked into the alleyway. He tried to grab the light bulb, and then, surprise, surprise, Shive appears for the first time in the story. And now we have Shive. Shive came out of the shadow, grabbed the light bulb, and was menacingly saying, what do we have here? A light bulb, eh? It seems like the butt of this light bulb looks exactly like the roof of the house on the other side of the park. And Clam was panicking. He never talked to anybody else outside of his home before. He was panicking. He didn't know what to say. He was saying things like, that light bulb is mine. Please give it back. And then Chive was like, is it yours? It doesn't seem like it is yours. Why would a guy like you be getting this light bulb out of nowhere? And then Sebastian was panicking like crazy, but Shive is like, hey, you know what? I don't care. You can have this light bulb back. It's not like it's mine anyway. Shive was he was introduced in such a menacing way. He was almost like a villain, and suddenly he became super chill about it. He gave the light bulbs to Glam. Glam just he smirk. I think that's the word. He huffs the situation away. Smash the glass bulb, and then put the butt of the light bulb inside his suit, and continues to walk to the auditorium. And this is when Shive and Sebastian got together for the very first time. They continue to walk to the auditorium. Shive was very friendly about it. He asked, hey, where are you going? Glam was like, I'm going to the auditorium. What is your business? And Glam and Shive was like, oh, that's cool. I'm also going to that place as well. And Glam just smirked him off and like, you? Huh, I cannot believe it. How could someone like you go to that auditorium? That is for high-class people. And Shive just, he brushed it off like he doesn't mind Sebastian's attitude. And then on, they just, walk to the auditorium. Yeah. The the very funny thing is when they first meet each other, Shive was like, oh, he was really chill and cool about it. Oh, bro, I don't know why you were in the alleyway of the dumpster, but I was taking a leak in that place and stuff like that. He was very chill about it. He was very open about what he did. You can tell what type of person Chive is. He's very chill. He doesn't mind anything about any people and all that. He's missing a tooth though. He's missing like a front tooth. And I digress to the story. Glam entered the auditorium to take his test. After the test, he asked the lady, because he was the first. Well, okay, hold on. Let's start off with Sebastian and his sister sitting together next to each other, and then the announcement. The guy was like, "Oh, I see we have one of the son of the famous musician in here. It is an honor to have the son here with us," and all that, because his father is a very renowned musician, and he even recognized Sebastian's sister and all that. So yeah, blah blah blah. They are famous. They have recognition because his father is famous for being an amazing musician in that specific auditorium as well, because the father also graduated from that auditorium, and the sister also got third place in that auditorium. So it was, and then suddenly Shive came out of nowhere. He was very disruptive. about the whole situation. He was like, so, oh, sorry people, sorry, I just came out of the bathroom, sorry. And then he saw on Sebastian's seat, and there's a vacant seat next to Sebastian. He was like, goes to the seat, sat there, and is like, he was like really cool about it. Sorry, I was at the bathroom earlier. Whew, the bathroom here is amazing. And then he looks over to Sebastian, and he's like, hey, what's up, buddy? And before this happened, Sebastian's sister was absolutely disgusted by Jive's appearance out of nowhere, and the sister was like, I can't believe the auditorium would have the audacity to have someone like him to be here. And when Sebastian was like so furious about it, he was fuming up. He was like, please, this guy don't see me. And Shai sat next to him, and Shai just said, oh, what's up, my bro, my buddy friend. And then the sister got shocked. She got surprised, and she's like, friend? When did you meet him? And Shai was like, oh, we just met each other. I was in the alleyway of the dumpster, and then we met each other there. And Sebastian was so mad. He was like, shut up. The sister was like, you were in the alleyway? What were you doing there? And Shive continued to say ridiculous things like, oh, I was peeing there, and I saw this dude just getting a light bulb burn in there, and then we just suddenly met. And Sebastian just completely, like, he absolutely hated Shive so much. He was like, will you shut up? And he just screamed at Shive to, would you please shut up? And then the next scene is the announcement asking Sebastian to be the first person to start off the test. After he finished the test, he asked the teacher if he did well. He just wanted to know if he did well or not. The teacher was like, listen, I am not in the right place to give you that information, but personally, I think that is one of the best performances I have ever seen a child for 30 years of my working life. And Sebastian smirk, goes out of the room. After that scene, the result came back, and Sebastian was with his sister. They looked up at the board to see the score, and Sebastian was like, not bad, I got second place, but who got first place? Sister was like, I can't believe you didn't even got first place. Who even beat you? Sebastian read the name like Shive Shablifliflifli, because he didn't know Shive's name at this time, and he read the name, it was like Shive or something like that. And then Shive was like interrupting the siblings. He was touching the sister, and the sister gave like such a disgusted face. And then he looked at the board, and he's like, oh! He was so excited, he ran away, and he just say, oh! I got first place! I got first place! Whoa! I got first place! And then Sebastian and his sister was so surprised. The sister was like, you lose to that disgusting thing? I can't believe it. I'm gonna tell father about this. Sebastian's like, can you please not tell father about this? Sister is just she just a daughter's like a daddy's daughter. She went home to tell Gustav, the father, about it, about why he lost to a disgusting person like Shive. And Sebastian was fuming. He was absolutely furious. Went out of the auditorium, started throwing a fit, and he's like, "You stupid," like that. He was so mad. He walked home furiously, and to put salt on the wound, it's just so funny how the animators just like they animated a child crying because he didn't make it in the test, and the mother was comforting the child, and then Sebastian goes outside absolutely furious and walk away, and then the mother's like, "Oh, do you see that? You're not the only one who failed. That kid also failed as well." And it's just so funny. It's just amazing comedic timing. While walking home, Shy was like, "Present!" He was so happy. He was so jolly. He looked at Sebastian and he was smiling like crazy. And then Sebastian, so mad, yells at him and was like, he was born and raised in a high class household, so he don't usually cuss that much, and then he started cussing at Shive like, "You effing blah 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 blah," like that. Shive was like, "Oh, okay. Did that make you feel better?" Sebastian like, whatever, walked home, and then asked furiously, "How do you got the first place? I can't believe it." And then Shive just say the most ridiculous thing that I think only people with perfect pitch would understand. He said like, "Oh, it's pretty easy. The teacher just asked me what the C major is and where you put string is, and I'm just like, da 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 da." That is legit what Shive said to Sebastian. I didn't understand anything. I'm not musically gifted like them. I honestly don't understand what was going on. And then Sebastian was like, "I can't believe it. I lost to you," and all that. And then they started talking to each other. They started hanging out. It was they were, very close to each other. They were chummy chum chum. And then Sebastian just wait. Hold on. I forgot this part of the story. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, I remember what happened now. Sorry, I suddenly forgot the most important detail of the story. In the middle of Shive and Sebastian conversation, is Sebastian mentioned something about a musician called, well, not a musician. I think it's a group of musicians called Bach. 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 And I think the English name of it is Batch or something. I don't know. I'm not very good with music and stuff. I was always bad with music. And Shive gave Sebastian a record of Bach, and he was saying things like, "Oh, this is very good," and all that stuff. And Sebastian was like, "Huh, I've listened to this before. What are you talking about anyway?" And Shive was mad about him, and it's like, "Just because you listen to it doesn't mean you know anything about Bach. Bach is a masterpiece. Yeah, Bach is a masterpiece. You hear you hear the sound of the violin, you hear the sound of the bass, the sound of this and that, blah 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 blah, and then Chive gave the record to Sebastian and said that you should listen to this and stuff like that. Gave it to Sebastian, and then the conversation ends there. Sebastian went home. His father was informed about every single little action in detail that Sebastian did. His sister snitched on him that he was at the alleyway at the dumpster, and the butler was spying on Sebastian in the balcony, well, not the balcony, behind the windows, and even told the father that I even see that kid, that disgusting kid, hanging out with Sebastian. And then the father heard about the dumpster thing. He was furious that Sebastian got second place after hearing that he went to the dumpster place, and then told him, Sebastian, pocket. And then Sebastian just looked at his father with a stern face, pulls out the butt of the light bulb. Sebastian, his father took it and say, why do you have this trash with you? Sebastian, why do you have this trash with you? Hand! He screams at Sebastian. Sebastian pulls down his sleeve, put his wounded hand that has never healed, and then the father grabs the ruler. Pop! End scene from there. A big smack to the wrist. He took a bath, and this time his wrist was bleeding. It was purple and it was bleeding. And when I saw that, it gave me PTSD about my time during middle school. To me, middle school is absolutely like, I don't remember anything that happened during middle school. Like, for the past 4 years in middle school, my mind was completely dark. I was not in a decent place at that time. My mindset was just not there, so I wasn't able to grow up properly. But in middle school though, there was a teacher, well, not a teacher, a supervisor, like the school supervisor. He was big, he teaches PE, he was the supervisor. He always hold a pipe, and because, you know, back then in my times, phones are not very famous, and it just started becoming a thing after like my high school years. It started becoming famous after high school. So teachers always uses sticks, big wooden planks, rulers that are 30 centimeters long, made out of wood, a pipe, to hit students in the hand and in the butt. You know how when you did something wrong and your family has to hit you, your parents have to hit you, they always go for the butt, right? Like they smack you on the butt. To me, they hit me on the hand, like a massive hit that goes bop. Every time I don't study, every time I couldn't answer a question, or anytime I get a score under 5, it's either the hand or I lay down on the table and they hit me on the butt with a wooden object. So I got hit so hard once that my hand bled out. So my hand was bleeding because the ruler wasn't very polished. So my hand bled from the slice of the ruler. So yeah, I understand fully well how painful it is when Sebastian was taking a bath and then he couldn't clean his hand. He tried to clean it because there was blood and he didn't want blood everywhere. He tried to clean it, but he just couldn't because it just hurts so bad. So Sebastian was completely tired that day. He was sick of his family. He was sheer, S-E-E-R, or I think S-H-E-E-R. I'm not sure what that word is. It's like an intensive, hateful glare. The butler glared at Sebastian and say things like, "You tried to get rid of me? That's not easy. I hope you didn't bring diseases from the dumpster back home." And Sebastian goes into his room, was absolutely furious. He went to his room, he screamed, he was like, "Disease? Disease? I hope I bring the whole plague back to this house." He was throwing a tantrum, throw all of his shirts, his clothing down the floor, and then cried on the bed. He was so sick of it. He was so tired. And then he looked at the record of Bach. He plays it, lays down, and then suddenly, "We're not gonna take it away. We're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. No, 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 no. We're not gonna take it. So we're not gonna take it. We are not gonna take it anymore." A rock song of Twisted Sister started playing. Sebastian wanted to stop the song because he was so annoyed that it was Bach. He was so tired, but he couldn't get up. So he listened to that song from the start to the end and was absolutely entranced. That was the first ever time he discovered rock. I want rock, but I love rock songs. It's also one of the songs that I listen to when I try to control my anger issues. I used to have crazy anger issues, like insane anger issues, but I calmed down a lot since then. I improved a lot since then. Even though my relationship with people kind of sucks, and I don't know how to communicate properly with people, it is sometimes, it sometimes kind of hurt when my, acquaintance or friends say things like, you need to control your emotion and anger issues. When I hear that, sometimes I just don't want to hear it because I'm a lot better now than before. So hearing it just completely threw me off. But anyway, on the next day, Sebastian completely just turned into a crazy person. His eyes was widened, like full circle widened eyes. He did not sleep the whole night, and he kept listening to Twisted Sister, and he got hooked. He started attending to, he started attending to, excuse me, the auditorium, and in his mind, there was nothing else but that particular song and that particular instrument, the electric guitar. Yep, that's the only thing he could think about. And the student was very serious. The teacher was like, the professor, lecturer was like, in this course of the classroom, it will be very important for your future endeavors, and you need to do this and this and that and those, blah 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 blah. The students was listening seriously, and then the girl sitting next to Sebastian glanced over him, and she was absolutely shocked and afraid. She was so uncomfortable because Sebastian was like widening his eyes, smiling a big, unnatural smile, and then look into the distance at nowhere. And in his eyes is just the music of Twisted Sister. After the lessons is over, walked over to Shive. Shive was trying to swoon over a girl there. And then they started talking. Well, not exactly talking. Sebastian asked if Shive has, do you have a moment? Shive's like, yeah, I have a moment. Please, sit down. Sebastian sat down, turned his head over to Shive, and then say, the music. Shive questioned him, the music? And then Sebastian was like, Sebastian was like that. It was so insane, and Shive was like, I think this guy lost his marbles. And Sebastian explained to him, the record you gave me, it was not Bach. Shive apologizes and says that, oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. I kind of switched the record for the different CD called the Twisted Sister. And then Sebastian was like, the Twisted Sister, I like it. And then he started singing that melody again. He started singing that melody again. Shive was like, oh, okay, I know what that is. It's called Pushing the Fuzz. And Sebastian, growing up with a stern, famous musician dad, has no idea what pushing the fuzz means. But to be fair, I didn't understand what it means either. Even after Shive explains what pushing the fuzz means, I still didn't get it. He explains to Sebastian that pushing the fuzz means that the guitar was distorted and then it was played in a key that made a sound like that and blah blah blah, all the music grammar stuff I don't understand. And Sebastian was like, pushing the fuzz. I want to try it. And Shy was like, oh, you want to try it? Yeah, I know how to do it. Sebastian was begging Shy to teach him how to push the fuzz, quote unquote. And suddenly Shy was like, yeah, I know, and all that. And then he stole an amplifier. He stole an amplifier. Well, not an amplifier, sorry. He stole an electric guitar, yeah. And told Sebastian to run. And they both run past the park. So yeah. Sebastian, you know, he didn't completely turn into a psychopath yet. He was furious about it. He was serious. He was like, I can't believe you made me run. This suit is specifically made out of cotton. And I cannot run because it will make it wrinkle. And all that. So, you know, because Sebastian has never left the house at all before, for the first time ever, he saw the other side of the park, and then he saw everything. He saw the neighborhood that he tried to build for his miniature model, and he was surprised, he was amazed. And then Shive opened the case and showed Sebastian an electric guitar, and Sebastian, his hair suddenly just goes whoosh. It just goes up. Even Shive was like, I didn't know your hair can do that. And Shive taught Sebastian how to push the fuzz and play on the electric guitar. And after that, they started going around the area where Sebastian wanted to make like miniature model, you know, that particular area. He was visiting place to place. He was amazed, and then he even got like an item to bring back for his miniature model. And after their little walk and all that, Sebastian was disappointed because he couldn't bring the guitar back to his home because his father would be furious about it. And then Shive and Sebastian promised to meet up at the dumpster during midnight today so Sebastian can learn more about rock and roll and the notes of the rock and roll. When Sebastian got home, it's always the same thing. His father trying to lecture Sebastian to play properly on the violin. He got smacked. He took a bath, went back to his room, write on his diary, trying to finish his miniature model. And then 12 o'clock hits. He secretly goes out of his home on the second floor. He was climbing down with a string, waited in a dumpster for about half an hour, and he fell asleep. And suddenly he heard a noise, looked over to Shive. Shive was in complete darkness, was peeing in a dumpster, looked over, got shocked, pee all over Sebastian's pants. So funny. And they talk. Shive misunderstood, thought that they thought that they needed to meet up every midnight during the full moon. They misunderstood, so yeah. Anyway, moving on. Sebastian goes with Shive to his abode, his sweet abode, his home, his house, his trailer to be exact. Goes inside, saw the drunk mom. Drunk mom woke up. They sneak inside Shive's room. The mother asked for more beer. The Shive was like, the liquor store is not open during midnight like this. You should stop drinking. And the mother got furious. She threw the bottles at the door, and then Shive yells at her and called her a dumb WHORE, and goes inside the room. And this is the first time you ever see a hint of Shive's relationship with his mother. Sebastian goes inside and tells Shive that, oh, your mother is so atrocious. And Shive was mad and threatens Sebastian that if he ever say mean things about Shive's mother again, he will punch his face. And Sebastian wondered why Shive said those mean things to her, and Shive was like, I said those mean things because I know what she's been through. You said those mean things because you don't know what she's been through. And then they move on to the topic. Sebastian looked around, and then saw a record, like the cover of the record, holds it up, and complains that, what is this monstrosity? This looks unacceptable. They all look so awful. And it was the cover. Shive explained that, oh, That's actually the Twisted Sister. Sebastian couldn't believe it. Turned the album back and saw the name of the song he was listening to, and he got culture shock. And that was the first time he was introduced to a rock album. Shive said that Twisted Sister, the singer who sang that song, is called Glam. And this was the first time that Sebastian heard of that name. He hated it, but then he started using that name for himself. This is when I'm going to address Sebastian as Glam. I was mocking Glam, and Glam was like, "Are you saying my name as Glam? It's unacceptable," and blah 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 blah, all that. Yeah, so yeah. Exchange for items. So, Shive was like, "Are you surprised I got myself an amplifier for the guitar that you would hear so much about?" And being a smart person as Glam is, he noticed that the scratch on the floor was still new and figured out that the amplifier is fresh, and found out that Shive stole it, and he was furious, and then they argue, and then everything is cool. Everything is fine and dandy and all that. After this, Shive showed Glam for the first time ever how to play an electric guitar, and that's the beginning of their friendship. They started practicing, playing like crazy. Every night Glam went home, he always write in his diary the notes on how to play the electric guitar. Every midnight he would visit Shive and then just practice and play it. And then slowly and surely their relationship straightens up. Shive introduced a band, like a bass and band, bass, whatever, to Glam, and then they started playing. They started forming a band, and then Glam and Shive started playing their electric guitar in the middle of the road. Everybody was giving them money, and then a guy was riding a motorbike wearing all metal clothing, gave them an $100 bill. And that was the first ever time that Glam ever met and interacted with a metalhead. And he was so excited, he wrote in his diary, "Today I met a very pleasant man. He was crude, he was wearing this hideous clothing, and I was absolutely attracted by it. I wonder if there's any female specimen amongst these types of people." That's exactly what he wrote in his diary. It's so funny. So yeah, things started escalated. Glam every single night of midnight started going out. He was sleepless. He did not sleep at all. He was tired. He was just completely exhausted. And you know, they started playing as a band. They went to a pub. At first, nobody liked them. Nobody even, gave any attention, and then when they started playing, 1, 2, 3, 4. What was the song again? Hold on, I forgot the song. Something like that. Oh yeah, okay. Wait, I remember now. That's the song. We started playing that song. Glam was insane. He was pushing notes, he was playing chords, and he was strumming that guitar like crazy. It was so unbelievable. Like each note that he plays out is just, it's like the do. If you guys know who the do is on YouTube, the do, the guy who plays, the faceless guy who plays the electric guitar, you would know exactly how Glam would play it. Exactly like the do. It was insane. It was so cool. Yeah. Things started escalating, and Glam just got careless. He got so careless that one day, you know, after a concert, after he played in the concert, because, okay, hold on. He wanted to go to a concert to play, but he couldn't because his father would never allow it. And then he started hatching a plan. He asked his sister for a favor to cover for him and say things that this evening the auditorium will have an event and it is mandatory and I have to go. And the sister was like, why would I cover for you? And then he shoves her with $100 bill. He shoved his sister with $100 bill, and then you know, Sebastian and Shive and his band go to that concert, play the living heck out of it, and because Sebastian was not careful of things, the peel on the pavement near the window just, it was loosened out. So after Sebastian got home, his father found out. His sister got slapped in the face. And before this happens, Glam was very crazy. The father, you know, like usual, the father always lecture Glam to play notes on his command. C major, E minor, E major, and all that stuff. But Glam was just smiling, was having fun, was happy, and just could not maintain his, you know, enthusiasm to the rock music. His father was like, hand, holding ruler, slap him, and then he said, you have been very blah, different lately. Blah. It's almost like blah. You are completely blah, different person. And Glam turned his head like an absolute horrifying horror person. He just turned his head and smiling, eyes widened, looking at his father, and then he said, no, father, I am always the same. And the father got so scared. He dropped his ruler. Glam picked it up, gave it back to the father. The father was so scared that he was about to do something to him. Quickly grabbed the ruler back and said, you, that's enough. You can go now. No more practicing. And at that time, after what his father saw from Glam, he was disappointed in himself and felt guilty because he thought that he broke his son. His wife came in, asked, "Gustav, is it okay if I go to the church today?" And Gustav is like, "Maybe I'll come with you to the church today." And after, Sebastian and Chive concert, Sebastian went back and, his father manages to find out about his secret and found out about his box, and his sister lies, and his diary. And there you have it. He was furious. Gustav screamed at him. "So, you say you wanna hit a bat to my head, right? And you say that you were going outside to these places and meet up with these people. How about we go inside the house and you tell me all about it?" Sebastian was devastated. His secret was found out. His box was thrown into the trash and was destroyed. His sister was mortified, looked guilty behind the father, and was avoiding eye contact with Glam. And Glam was at such an emotional state that he just decided to stop right then and there and just goes away. He turns back at his father, and then he walked in the rain, and his father screamed at him, saying things. "Sebastian, come back! Sebastian, come back! Don't you dare walk away from me! Come back! If you continue to walk, you are no longer my son. You hear me? You are no longer my son! Sebastian!" His sister looked at him for the last time, say his name in sadness, "Sebastian." And then Glam walks away from his family for good. Roll the credits. That's the end of Glam childhood. At the end of the scene, he walked over to Chive's house and lived with Chive. And that was his last memory of his family. And Glam was looking at the box, and inside the box is the destroyed miniature model that his father broke a long time ago. And his wife was like comforting him. Hey, what's wrong? Listen, just because you didn't get that car key Rolls Royce doesn't mean it's all over. Come on, don't be so sad and all that. Although his wife is very bad at social, reading the situation, reading a room, and all that stuff, his wife still manages to emotionally help him without knowing it. And Glam was like, it's nothing. It's just a box with nothing in it. And then threw the box in the trash. And that's the end of his childhood. I think what's amazing about this series is that somehow it is very relatable to me, but at the same time it's not similar. His father was very stern to him, was very serious. He wanted to, because his father is obsessed with winning and competition. He wants his son to be better than the other dudes, his competition sons. He wanted everything to be better than the other person. He wanted a better gun. He wanted a better son. He wanted a better career. And, when Glam left his home, his sister had to be the substitute, which is why his sister acted the way she did towards Glam. And what's so similar about this story comparing to my life is that my father was also the same. He was stern about teaching me about life. You know how people don't know how to hold chopsticks, or don't know how to write with a pen, or doesn't understand like where's the north, where's the south, where's the east, and where's the west side of the map, like geography stuff and just basic knowledge of things. My father was exactly like that. He was very stern to me, and he wanted to teach me about all these things, but not in a way that similar to Glam's father, where Glam's father is just obsessed with competition. The song is kind of loud today. Alright, let's go back home. My father just wanted the best for me, but he has a very short temper. He's very impatient. He's the most impatient man that I know of. And just talking about my father doesn't really bring back a lot of good memories, because just like Glam, he left his family, while for me, my father left me. So I think that's what's so similar about me and Glam. We're both born smart. I was a very smart kid. But due to circumstances, due to life, my father left me and my mom behind. And just from then on, it has always just been me and my mom. And a lot of time we struggle mentally. And my mother was forced to be the breadwinner of the household. And I was just a kid. I was only 12. So, you know, I think unlike Glam is extremely talented, while I'm just a broken mess. And because of that situation, I wasn't able to grow up normally like most people would. So I grew up with a lot of anger, a lot of yelling, and just generally a lot of mindless work. Like, oh Jesus, scared me. What happened? The sound of the game just suddenly popped out of nowhere. But yeah, things didn't pan out well for me. And now, for Glam, he's happily married to his wife with 2 amazingly gifted children. There's nothing to do today. And I don't have money. Maybe I should go to the mines. Yeah. If Glam was able to, you know, live his life so well after all that mess, then maybe someday I can do the same thing. Jeez, Yoba. Talking about my past is just so messy. I tend to don't talk about it to anybody else, because there's just a lot of unacceptable things that I did back then that wouldn't pan well with, you know, the modern standard of morality and how a person should act and all that. But at the same time, I think the modern people that are so easily sensitive to heavily talk about topic that, to me, I think that my problem is just nothing compared to other people, because other people have it worse and they have not found their inner peace. I have found my inner peace after I graduated from high school. So, to me, I think I don't need to treat it as a big deal, because where I live, in the district that I live in, it's very common for family to have single parents, you know, single parents, yes, single household parents. So yeah, it's very common. I think I've mentioned this before. So yeah. I just don't know when I'll be able to achieve a life like that, like a life of peace and freedom, but who knows? Maybe someday. I just hope that I don't die of sickness before I reach the age 23. And for me, there's actually a reason why I said that I wish to hope that I live past 23. It's a really stupid reason, and it really doesn't make sense, but so far I haven't been wrong about my life. Jeez, this is scary. Yeah, I'm out there. So far I haven't been wrong with how my life is lived. I have successfully predicted it, how awful and how well my life has been so far. So I think the fact that I couldn't just live past 23 is such a wasteful thought. Because if I really can predict how far I've lived, then maybe doing what I'm doing now just seems like a bad idea. And maybe I should do something more than what I'm doing now. But, you know, I've been there, I've done that. And now I'm following my dreams that I've been dreaming of for many years, to become a YouTuber, to upload videos, to play games on YouTube. I think by achieving this dream already, I hope that at the age 23, I would not regret the life that I have lived so far. So whatever I'm doing, I promise myself that I shouldn't regret how I've lived. So I try to just live more dangerously, like not dangerously, more abnormal to how I usually live. Back then I was obedient, I was listening to teachers and all that, I was listening to my peer, and now I'm just sick of it all. I just want to live how I want to live, and I don't want to live up to anyone else's expectation anymore. Like, there's always something to be expected in my life from others, but I can never have peace of mind to live how I want to live. And if you're in a similar situation, there's a lot of tips that I want to tell you. There's a lot of message that I want to share. But I think the most important things I want to say is that just do it. You just have to try and do it once. If you like doing what you want to do, then study hard, get a job, and use that money to raise your hobby, to raise the thing that you want to do. I think that's so far is the best message that I want to share. Just try and do it. If you like it, raise that hobby. If you don't like it, continue to find a different one. There will always be something new for you to do, and you will never become unaccomplished. There's always something for you to accomplish. So just try your best and do it. Just do it. It's like what Shia LaBeouf said. Just do it. But yeah. Put this here. This here. This here. Chest here. Alright. Ooh, no. Bad. Can I make it? I can make it. Okay, nice. I can make it. Alright, I do apologize that this episode is a little bit different than usual. So far, I was only able to just pass one day. So, yeah. Sorry about that. But, I think I'm gonna leave this episode here today. I plan to not talk much today because I was just not having it. Ooh, nice. A lot of money. I was just not feeling it. So I wanted to do something different, but I ended up just telling stories of my favorite animated series. But yeah, I think that's all I want to do for today. So I'm gonna leave this episode here today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're not an OnlyFan, subscribe. Okay, bye bye.